Now we're going to pretend for a second that this is the first time that we started using Lizzy. We've got some old account receivables that we need to get created in the system. And so we're going to walk through how to actually create a manual receivable. And this would be an example where the customer owed me $100 in my previous business system, and I'm going to manually just come in here and create an AR so that when he comes in to pay it later, I've already got the thing that I'm going to hook the check to when we make the payment. So all we're going to do is go to account receivables, locate the customer that we're interested in working with, and we're going to create new receivable. So we're just going to click the new receivable button here. Now this option can be used for vendors or customers. It can create customer credits, rebates, holdbacks, bid assists, warranty, and refunds. So in this case, we're just going to create a customer receivable. So we're just going to go ahead and select next. And at this point, if we have multi-locations, we can select the location that this is supposed to be oriented to. Any reference information is not required, but if you want to put that in, the date of this receivable, the due date of the receivable, create the current amount. So we're just going to say that he owes $100. Whether this is a service charge, if it's a service charge, it tags it appropriately when it goes onto the account. And then we can put in a description that defaults to old customer receivable. You don't really use this a lot once you start using Lizzy. This is more something that you would do when you first get started. But there are situations that you may want to come in here and use this later on as well. And then here we're going to create, or we're going to offset this against a particular account. So let's just say that we've created a owner equity or old AR account or whatever we want to create to offset this. I'm just going to choose owner's equity, and then we're just going to tell it to save the account. And in this particular case, they have a credit limit set up on this particular customer, and so because of that, we can't actually create the AR. But that's all that there is to doing it if you don't have credit limits that are going to bother you. Now, while we're at it, though, let's look at the credit limit and see what it is. So we're just going to go over here to Contacts, View Current Contact. We're going to go to the sales profile. I'm going to edit it, and you can see right here is an AR credit limit. Now, in settings, you can tell it to use credit limits, which will force anything that's set to blank. It'll actually force it to being 0. I'm just going to put in that we're going to allow this particular customer to do $1,000 credit limit. And so now if we go back over to receivables, view current AR, and we're going, new receivable, customer receivable, we'll just fill this back in, $100, and then we'll just pick an account, really doesn't matter, and save it. And we'll just go through this guy, save. And so now you can see that it has created an AR here, and if we open up the detail, there is no detail other than the fact that it got created. It's an old customer receivable. So it's fairly trivial to add additional items into the system for credits and ARs and things like that.